In the peaceful village of Bethany lived two sisters, Mary and Martha, and their beloved brother, Lazarus. They were close friends of Jesus and often welcomed him into their home. One day, Lazarus became seriously ill. As his strength faded, Mary and Martha grew deeply concerned, knowing there was only one person who could truly help their brother. Believing that Jesus could heal their brother, Mary and Martha quickly sent a trusted messenger to find him. Their message was filled with faith and love. "Lord, the one you love is sick." They prayed that Jesus would arrive before it was too late. The messenger finally found Jesus surrounded by his disciples. After listening carefully, Jesus calmly said, "This sickness will not end in death. It is for God's glory, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it." Although his disciples did not yet understand his words, Jesus already knew what he was about to do. Although Jesus loved Mary, Martha, and Lazarus very much, he did not leave immediately. Instead, he remained where he was for 2 more days. His disciples wondered why he waited, but Jesus trusted his Father's perfect timing, knowing that an even greater miracle was about to happen. After 2 days, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let us go back to Judea." As they traveled toward Bethany, Jesus explained that Lazarus had died, but he was going to awaken him. Though the disciples struggled to understand, they faithfully followed him, trusting his words. As Jesus approached Bethany, someone told Martha that he was nearby. Without hesitation, she hurried to meet him, while Mary remained at home. With tears in her eyes, Martha said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now, I know that God will give you whatever you ask." Jesus looked at her with compassion and gently replied, "Your brother will rise again." Martha answered, "I know he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day." Jesus gently looked into her eyes and said, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live, even though they die. And everyone who lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this?" Martha replied with confidence, "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God." Martha returned home and quietly told Mary, "The teacher is here and is asking for you." Mary immediately hurried to Jesus, followed by many people who thought she was going to the tomb to mourn. When Mary reached Jesus, she fell at his feet, crying, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Seeing Mary weep and hearing the cries of those around her, Jesus was deeply moved with compassion. Tears filled his eyes, and Jesus wept. The people led Jesus to the tomb, where Lazarus had been buried for 4 days. It was a cave carved into the hillside with a large stone covering the entrance. Standing before the tomb, Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha hesitated and said, "Lord, by now there will be a bad smell, for he has been there 4 days." Jesus gently reminded her, "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" The people pushed with all their strength until the heavy stone slowly rolled away from the entrance. Everyone stood in complete silence. Jesus lifted his eyes toward heaven and prayed, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I say this so that the people standing here may believe that you sent me." Every eye remained fixed on Jesus as they waited for what would happen next. The crowd watched in complete silence as Jesus stood before the open tomb. Then, with power and authority, he called out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." For a brief moment, nothing happened. Everyone held their breath, wondering what they would see next. Suddenly, movement appeared inside the tomb. Slowly, Lazarus stepped into the light, still wrapped from head to toe in his burial cloth. Gasps filled the air as everyone witnessed the impossible. The man who had been dead for 4 days was alive again. Jesus smiled and said, "Take off the grave clothes and let him go." The people hurried forward to unwrap Lazarus. As the burial cloth was removed, Mary and Martha embraced their brother with tears of overwhelming joy. Their sorrow had been turned into celebration. Everyone who witnessed the miracle stood in amazement. Many believed in Jesus that day because they had seen God's power with their own eyes. News of the miracle spread quickly throughout Bethany and beyond, bringing hope to countless people. The raising of Lazarus reminds us that nothing is impossible for God. Jesus showed that he has power over sickness, sorrow, and even death itself. When we place our faith in him, we can find hope even in life's darkest moments. His love is greater than fear, and his power brings life. With God, all things are possible.